How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another Transformers review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Fansproject Lost Exio Realm LER-02 Cubrar figure. Now, LER-01 is Columpio, and I will probably do a review of that later on, but I wanted to start off with Cubrar because he's actually my favorite out of the two, and I also really like Slag as a kid. So this version here is the TFCon exclusive Diaclone color scheme, which also comes with a little Diaclone driver. The retail version is the exact same mold, but it is tweaked. You get less chrome, and the coloring is more in tune to the G1 toy. And instead of the little driver, you get a Target Master or Weapons Master figure. But the packaging here I do like. It does give you that throwback Diaclone style look with the little grid pattern and such. I do like the picture of Cubrar there. On the top, you get to see Cubrar in his dinosaur mode with the nice little kind of silhouette of him in robot mode in the background. You get the same on the bottom, but it's just reversed. On the side, you get to see him in robot mode and dinosaur mode on that side. And then on the back, you get to see some other pictures. And again, there's a little driver. So, all right, so here's Columpio out of the packaging. Really nice looking dinosaur mode based off of a Triceratops. This was my favorite dinosaur growing up as a kid, so my favorite Dinobot was Slag. And I think Fansproject did a really good job representing the character. I really do like the chrome, but this is the TFCon exclusive, so you get the Diaclone colors and you get the chrome on the horns and on the top of the head here. Whereas the retail version, the horns will be red. This will be this more matted gold color, and then these blue bits will be changed to red to look more like the G1 toy version. Underneath here, you don't see too much robot kibble, but like the chest piece here will be actually red, but we'll see that in robot mode and such. But articulation, quite a bit, which I really do like. Most of the time I display my Transformers in robot mode, but with the Dinobots, I kind of like to have them in their dinosaur mode at times, and I do like the amount of articulation so you can get them into some nice poses. So starting with the back here, with the tail, you get 3 points of articulation, one at the base of the body there. You can kind of see that you can move it side to side. You get one in the middle, and then towards the end of the tail. So that's really nice. As far as leg articulation, you got a joint at the top of the leg, so you can move it around 360 degrees and kind of go in and out a little bit. And then you do have a knee joint, and then with the back leg, you do have some foot articulation. For the front leg, you do have some articulation at the top of the leg, but you kind of have to be careful. As you can see, it's kind of close to the kind of the crest piece here. So, and you do have a swivel at the top of the, or right above the knee there, and you do have a knee joint. Nothing in the foot, though. The head is on a ball joint, so you can have him look up, look down, side to side. You can't open and close his mouth. And opening his mouth, you reveal that he does have his flamethrower, which I thought was really cool. And the horns actually are articulated. You can raise them up if you want, and such. All right, let's bring in Columpio really quickly for a comparison. Now, this is the TFCon exclusive Columpio. So you got the chrome again. And they look really good. I understand that, some fans don't like the fact that Columpio is on the smaller side. I don't mind. I still think they look good together. So, all right. Now, he does have an alt mode. Another alt mode he can change into, I guess, have an attack mode in this dinosaur form. Or, like a lot of us kind of make fun of, a Dino Rider look. So what you're going to do is take these top bits, spin them around. Now they don't clip in like Columpio's, and that will kind of become the seat for the driver there. Really looking forward to Fansproject's Volar, their driver version, seeing where he's going to actually sit on top of their not swoop. But the guns, you do get 2 guns. You can plug them in on the back of the legs. You don't have any ports in the front like Columpio. So the sword, either you take one of the guns out and you can plug in the sword, or one accessory piece is going to be kind of left out, unfortunately. All right, bring in Columpio really quickly here. So now you can see them together in their Dino Rider attack modes. And they don't look too bad. Again, I really want to see what Volar is going to look like, where they're going to place the rider on They're Not Swoop in his dinosaur mode. But all right, let's take a look at here, which is a nice homage to the original Diaclone drivers, and I really do like these little figures. For what it's worth, they do have a decent amount of detail, and they do have quite a bit of articulation. I mean, the arms at the shoulder on a ball joint, so you can go around 360 degrees, kind of in and out like that. Do have an elbow joint. The head is on a swivel, so you can move side to side. No waist movement. Legs at the hip are on a ball joint. And then you do have a knee joint. Not too bad. I do like the silver and the gray. I mean, at least it breaks it up a little bit. And it's a decent head sculpt. You do have the magnets on the bottom of the feet. This time, instead of Clumpio's driver, they are, I guess, enclosed. You don't see them. And bring him in really quickly. And that's kind of what I was talking about. But I really do like the fact that Fansproject didn't just redeco this version that came out with Clumpio. Much like they did with the Fansproject Warbot series cores, every single one of those guys are different, and I like the fact that they're doing that with these guys. So even you see the arms, the shoulders, everything. Really nice. Now, the retail versions are coming out with a weapons master, which is what I'm calling them. I'm not really calling them a target master, but they turn into like a melee weapon of some sort. But I really do like kind of this route. So, but all right, now let's transform him. He transforms pretty much the same as his G1 counterpart. There are a couple little spots that you have to be careful of, but fairly easy transformation. So first off, make sure I can get this all on camera. And there is kind of a sequence between the transformations going from robot mode to beast mode again, or dinosaur mode. You got to start with the back piece, and then you work your way up, and then going the other way, you just have to do the opposite. And I'll show you the reason why here in a little bit. But first off, you can see that this gray piece is tabbed into the blue. You got to untab that. That'll help unlock his legs from the main body. And then separate the top. And then on the back here, you can separate that. You can undo his legs. That'll now allow you to open these panels a little bit better. And then you can start rotating his legs around. Like so. Getting the tail out of the way. And again, just like the G1, you got to move the tail out, rotate the back section around, it becomes legs. Same thing to the other side here. All right, you hear those nice ratchety joints in the knees. All right, now I like what Fansproject did here. Get this out of the way a little more. With the legs here, so you're actually going to utilize the dinosaur foot for the actual robot foot, which I think is pretty cool. So what you're going to do first, we'll start off with this leg. This little swinging hinge here, you got to make sure that you fold it in like at a 90-degree angle, kind of like that. And this is going to allow it to clip in between. You see there's a little gap right here. It's going to fit in between right here. You're also going to connect this piece. You see that black tab or black peg? It's going to just peg in right there, like so. And then you see this kind of notch that's sticking out. It's going to fit right in here. So everything's made for a specific piece and everything, which I do like. All right, so get the leg out of the way there. There we go, as you can kind of see. And then just kind of give it a little bit of a push. It sounds like you're breaking it. As far as I know, I haven't broken it. but it does sound really bad at times. Fold the leg around and then spin the foot around, and you have one leg done. And close up the back. This doesn't really lock into place, it just closes like that, and then this piece right here just kind of collapses down. And it just, as you can see, it kind of has a space for itself, but doesn't lock into place. All right. Oh, I forgot. Rotate that around. That'll become his kind of kneecap. All right, do the same thing to the other side. So, there we go. Right there. I do like this piece that becomes the heel spur. Could be a tad bit bigger, but he doesn't have any problem standing. And then just put like that. So the legs are done. All right. This is where it gets kind of a pain, and you just have to remember. You have to separate the chest piece, and like what I was saying before, you have to go from, like, when you're changing him from dinosaur mode to robo mode, you start off with the legs. Oops, and I forgot this other kneecap. There we go. Now his legs are done now. So, kind of getting this crest piece up a little bit like that. Now you're going to take his chest, and you're going to kind of separate it like so. His wing bits will unclip. They're just clipped into the blue, kind of like the back piece was. And now that you have his chest kind of widened, you have to now move these bits around the crest piece, which kind of just have to be careful with, because you don't want to scrape up that chrome. And they lock into place, like so. Actually, before you lock them into place, take the tail and fold it in on itself. And unfortunately, by locking the tail, you're going to lock the tail into the wings. There's a peg on each side of the wing. It's going to peg into little holes on the side of the tail, but then this takes away, unfortunately, the waist articulation. You can easily unpeg it if you want to be able to turn him at the waist, but it makes him a little more solid, because he's, you know, you can see his waist. He does have it, but it's kind of loose. Just got to line it just right. And just peg it in. There we go. And see, now it locks into place. Doesn't have a waist articulation anymore, unfortunately, but oh well. Now for the chest piece. This red piece right here is just going to fit right in there, and you can see that there's kind of some tabs on the blue piece and then actually on the red piece where it's just going to tab into place. And just push it together. There's that. And then you can see this piece right here is going to lock into place underneath the mouth of the dinosaur. Kind of just push it down. There's that. Flip this up and out of the way. And that reveals his head. There. Now I think I got it locked on. All right. Now you'll rotate this blue shoulder bit around so you see the red. Take his arms, extend them out, unclip this piece, and then rotate his dinosaur foot around. I'll flip out his hands, clip that back on, and then you have one arm done. Same thing to the other side. And then you can do whatever you want with the crest piece here. I usually like to have it on his shoulders. I mean, you can have it flared up if you want. Again, you can rotate the horns if you want to, just however you want to display them. which I do like. All right, as far as articulation, he's got quite a bit. His arm at the shoulders on a ball joint, so you can rotate around 360 degrees. You can go in and out, and you can go about there, but then you actually have another joint, so you can go up a little further, which is nice. Double jointed elbow, and then you also have a bicep swivel. You do have a wrist swivel. His fingers do open. These are connected though, unfortunately, so no individual finger articulation. Head's on a ball joint, so you can look up, down, side to side, but it's kind of hard to get to it at times because of the mouthpiece here on the Dinosaur. No waist articulation, again, like I mentioned, unless you want to unclip the tail. You can move his legs forward at the hip, backwards, in and out, and does have a swivel at the thigh region. Double jointed knee, and then he's got nice range of motion in the foot, side to side, and he's got a nice up and down motion there. All right. Now, as far as his weapons, like what we saw before, comes with 2 guns. They are the exact same. There's no left or right, and you can, and it's a nice little, like, you know, throwback to the original look. He can't hold them. Both. Like, he holds them a little better than that, but I just slid them in there. But you can't hold them like that, or he does have these nice peg holes on each side of his arm, so you can, which I think we've seen a lot of pictures of him. Even on the package, he looks like that. And you do have the weapon storage on the back. It's just on the wings there. And then you have his sword, which has some nice detail on it. Nice, you know, kind of red transparency plastic there, which I do like the hilt. It's kind of a nice homage again to his original sword. You just slide this in. Kind of have to be careful. Can't slide it in all the way, because then you'll start rubbing this this paint at his forearm there. So I usually have it tilted to the side. He doesn't have the, I guess, the looseness in the hands like Columpio. He holds his gun pretty well. I mean, it's not going anywhere and everything. And he does have one other accessory piece, which is this head. Now, the retail version, one will have a different color scheme. Obviously, it's gonna mirror the G1 toy more. So you're gonna have red, but it also comes with a black head. But I have heard that some people have been getting the red head in place of the black one. With this version, you get the red head along with it. So I'm not going to place it on there, but you can kind of see what it would look like. It looks pretty good. Kind of breaks up the blue. But there you go. All right, let's look at some comparisons. First up, let's take a look at Classics Optimus Prime, which is a Voyager class, and they scale really nicely with each other. And just like what we've seen in the original G1 cartoon, I like having the Dinobots larger than the normal Autobots that we've seen, the cars, and especially Optimus Prime here. Even if you don't have that version, you have the Combiner Wars version, they still look good. But it gets a little different, a little kind of out of scale if you happen to have Toy World's Orion, who happens to be a bigger, taller Optimus. And I still, you know, this is my Chug Optimus for now, and unfortunately he is taller than him, but oh well. Maybe Grimlock will be as tall or taller when they release him. And speaking of Grimlock, here is the Fall of Cybertron version, which is also a Voyager class, and I could have compared the Classics version, but that one will probably only come up to his waist, and it's an inferior mold anyways. But there's that. And then here is Columpio. And yes, Columpio still is smaller, but I don't mind that. And let's bring in deluxe size figure. There's Hound. And then the Fansproject DIA Commander set, which I'm just renaming as my Delta Magnus, and then once the leader class Ultra Magnus comes out, we'll have Minimus Ambus, and then the rest of the Dinobots, which Fansproject is giving us 6, not 5. So I'm hoping that 6th member will be Scar, the Dinobot Medic, and I think there's 2 other members, and then we'll actually have a Primal Vanguard, which is really cool. All right. So that is it for Cubrar. They're not slag. Do like them. I do recommend them if you are a third-party collector and you also collect the Chug line like Dinobots. I do like these guys. Now, as far as getting the Diaclone or the TFCon exclusive over the retail version, there is a distinct price difference. I think probably $40 to $50 difference. There is more of a difference with Cubrar here than Clumpio as far as paint apps, besides the chrome. And again, you get a black head. But, like I stated before, some retail versions are coming with a red. But you're going to get the red chest and everything to make it look more like the G1 toy. But still, very nice, pleasing figure. Not sure if I'm going to get Volar yet. They're not Swoop, the retail version. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure. But that is all. Thanks, everyone, for watching. I really do appreciate it. Stay tuned for more. Take care, and I'll talk to everyone later.